welcome to the Last Show podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the show. Yo, man, let's just get right to it. I mean, I really don't have time for the whole intro, doc. I am astonished. I have flabbergasted. You know what I mean? I just got back from Publix. You know what I mean? And, who out here drinking eggnog, dog? I need to know the truth. Who's drinking eggnog, man? Because they keep producing eggnog. Somebody is drinking this eggnog. I don't know what's going on with you people. I don't know if it's an American thing. It definitely is not a Florida thing. Because Florida people, we wouldn't drink, maybe throw eggnog at people. But who's out here drinking eggnog? I just got back from Publix, dog. They had a gallon. You can buy a gallon of eggnog. Like, that is an illegal amount of eggnog. You should have to buy 2 half gallons. We shouldn't be able to. It should be like the soda rule in New York City, dog. You shouldn't be allowed to get a gallon of eggnog at a time. You show me somebody drinking a gallon of eggnog, and I'll show you where to bury them. You understand? Like, you don't live to tell the story about the day you drank a gallon of eggnog. Like, that person is not in circulation right now. You out here drinking a gallon of eggnog, it is over for you. Oh, and even if you do, let's say in the crazy hypothetical, you live the day after you drunk a gallon of eggnog, you're not going to have a good life. You're not going to have a good life. Like, that is over. That's like putting diesel in a car that only takes unleaded. It's never going to be the same. That Kia is never going to be the same again. Hey, man, that thing has been damaged for life. You know what I mean? That's like having your wife on OnlyFans, dog. We will never look at Joe Smith the same way. You know, it's over for him. You know what I mean? You can't. Which brings me to my PSA, and that's why, you know what I mean, I gotta tell the truth. Thanksgiving just passed. Happy Thanksgiving. And I blacked out after Saturday. And I was over at my mom's house for Thanksgiving. So, I took a perusal in the refrigerator. I'm not gonna lie. And I look in the refrigerator, and lo and behold, what do I see? A pint of eggnog. A pint of eggnog, dog. A straight up pint, like school lunch, a school lunch size of eggnog. Like, you know what I mean? I was immediately concerned. You know what I mean? And plus, my mom don't drink, by the way. My mom don't drink, so my mom was out here drinking eggnog on the rocks. It's like, yo, man, what kind of hardened criminal, just drinks eggnog on ice? You know what I mean? First of all, the eggnog's so thick, half of it gets stuck inside out, and she's crushed ice too. So, I mean, she has violated every part of your dinner. If you're drinking eggnog, I asked her. I said, Mom, who's the eggnog for? She said, me. Do you want some? I was like, no, I don't want it. I'm vegan. Yeah, I'm vegan. Every black person's tried to be some version of vegan, vegetarian in their life. I'm going to be better than the last generation. Sure you are. So she said, hey, I got a couple more in the second refrigerator, because my mom got 2 refrigerators, you know what I mean? One refrigerator thinking, man, y'all got to go grocery shopping. And the other refrigerator had you thinking, do y'all hunt elk? You know what I mean? What's a deep freezer? What's going on? So I go in the second refrigerator, more eggnog. She said, you sure you don't want to take a half gallon home? I can't drink all that eggnog. And that's when I got comforted. It's like, I was like, I know my mom ain't going to go out like this. So I was like, I called my wife, and she's not going to drink this eggnog. This is ridiculous. And I just called my wife and said, hey, would you like me to bring home a half gallon of eggnog? She said, sure. So now I got a house full of eggnog. That's right. I got a house full of eggnog. The thing I hated, I have become. You know what I mean? The other day, I saw my wife drinking eggnog, you know what I mean? I started contacting the next of kin. You know what I mean? I think the next of kin is me, by the way. We started making long-term decisions for her. It's like, hey, this is not going to end well. Me and my daughter just looking at each other, shaking our heads. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, this life wasn't meant for her. You know what I mean? So we've started figuring it out. So this is a PSA to y'all. If you got somebody in your house that is out here drinking eggnog on a consistent basis, and you can't pray them through. Start making up the last rites. Ask them the last wishes, how they want to be buried, what they want the funeral arrangements to be like. What with the flowers, do they want to spray? You know what I mean? Do they want a private funeral? Do you know what I mean? Do they want something on Zoom? Just start figuring out, their last rite, because you don't live to see the day of telling about the time you drunk a gallon of eggnog. That day does not exist. You know what I mean? It's a PSA. Ease back on the eggnog. And for goodness sakes, mix some alcohol in there with it, dog. You can't just drink that straight. You know what I mean? I got to call my mom. I got to make sure she's all right. You drinking eggnog on the rocks, you might be a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? They don't even sell eggnog in prison. You know what I mean? Even criminals are like, man, that's a bridge too far for me. You know what I mean? I had that body in the trunk, but eggnog on the rocks, that's a little weird. Quick pod. By the way, Ohio State lost. It's starting to become familiar, by the way, which is weird. And I talked a lot of trash. And you would think, man, this dude, man, I can't wait to hear from him. A week later, here I am, man. Dude, they lost. Good game, by the way, which means absolutely nothing to me. And somebody the other day, I think I had a hat on, and he was like, hey, your team lost. I was like, yo, why you bringing up old stuff, man? Why you bringing up old stuff? You see me with a half gallon of eggnog. I'm going through things right now. Why you bringing up old stuff, man? He was like, I was rooting for you. Well, thanks. Because you did no help. We lost anyways, dog. Dude broke his leg and they lost. But it was a close game. I still don't think Michigan is that good. I was not impressed. Maybe I've been watching the NFL too much because the Browns are fairly good now. And by good, I mean they're above 500. So maybe I've been watching too much NFL and seeing how professionals actually play. And then when you watch college, it just seems way more amateur. But while it was a good game, I never was Michigan is great. I don't think Ohio State's great either. I just think they're better than them, which the idea that I think they're better than them after they just lost 3 years in a row lets you know I'm delusional. I'm at the third stage of the grief, right? Is that second stage? Denial. I'm in complete denial right now, man. So yeah, they lost. See what happened in this college football playoff. Ohio State may or may not get in. One thing that is great about, and this is probably sacrilege to say, one thing that's great about your college team being eliminated before the playoff is I ain't got to worry about this on New Year's. My college season's over now. I get my Saturdays back. I get my life back. I don't have to listen to the Paul Feinbaum show. You know what I mean? I'm done. You know what I mean? Holla at me in August. You know what I mean? September, maybe. They'll probably open the season with Youngstown State. Holla at me in September, dog. We done for the rest of the year, dude. So it's good. Something else I wanted to talk about in the pod, but I completely forgot. Eggnog really took the day, man. So this is just the last show PSA. All right? Wrap it up. Oh, yeah. Thank you for tuning into the show. Kortney Shane Williams. I'm the host of the podcast, and that's how I get down, man. A little different format. It may be a little different. I don't know. You know what I mean? We may not have enough time. But subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast. By the way, Spotify. That's what I wanted to talk about. Spotify. Y'all being stingy with the numbers, dog. We know y'all out here lying. They said my number one podcast was the Bill Simmons podcast. Dude, I don't even listen to the show that much. I listen to the Lebatard show. It wasn't even in my top 5, dog. And that's the only show I listen to. Spotify. You being stingy with the money, baby. And they ain't good business. You can subscribe to the show on everywhere, all your platforms. Go to my website. I'm performing. We'll see what happens. I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.
Bro, I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Aha! Aha! What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Hasta luego.